Immigrants, are we building a better future or taking what's yours and your kids? Taking your jobs? Or maybe giving you more? This is a heated debate, and it has been going on for years. But now, as there are some events happening across Europe and the world, tragic events, the conversation is back up again. So we hear the question, are they good or are they bad? Well, it's a dumb question. I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer it. There is no good answer to the question if it's good or bad. Think about this. There is no country in the whole world where there is no immigrants. Not a single country. It doesn't matter if Japan, if Poland, every single country around the planet has some immigration. So why even we asking if it's good or not, bad? Like this question is irrelevant. The question should be why some immigrants are good and some maybe not so for the countries. How come in some countries it works and the others don't? And I'll tell you why, because I think about this a lot, because I am an immigrant myself. I have a family here in Britain. I have kids, born citizens, British citizens. They speak English. They go to English school. They have English friends. They feel English. I feel here as my home. Britain as my home, not Poland. I've been living here for almost longer than my adult life in Poland. Yet I am still considering myself an immigrant. Is this good or bad? Again, that's a wrong question. The question should be, why people in a country like Britain are united or divided? What is the glue keeping people together, right? If there is no single country without immigrants, how come some countries just get along while others don't? A value is the answer, is what we believe in as a nation, as a group, as a team. Now, ask yourself this really, if you live in Britain or any country you're from now, what is a Britain or your country really stand up for? What do the people believe in? I'll tell you what people believed in the UK for a long time since I remember. And these are not values. They believed in the pound. Nobody's talking about, there is no conversation, the real conversation in the between. You hear left or right, good or bad, and all this sort of, the examples on both sides. We can keep throwing these examples, right? But why is nobody telling you that what should be uniting us as a people? It shouldn't be where you're coming from. It should be what you're standing for. What is the value you believe in as an immigrant in the country? You should assimilate, you should speak language, you should respect the rules and all these things. This is 100%, this is a must. This is why in some countries, like in the Middle East countries, right, you have people from all over the place, but they just stay together because they have rules which they follow. In the UK, the rules keep changing. Nobody understands what the rules are anymore, and we don't understand what we're standing for. What is the value of the country here? It was a pound. You have to understand, all what was keeping people together over the last 10, 20, 30 years was a strong British pound, a currency. You've had millions of Poles coming to UK, not because they liked your beans on toasts, but because we liked your strong currency pound. Now this is ending slowly. As I said in one of my previous videos, Europe especially and the UK is falling apart economically, and I think it's going to worsen in the coming years. So we should be asking ourselves, the real question is, what are we standing up for as a nation? Who are we? Every single one of you living in Britain knows someone who is an immigrant. You have friends, immigrant friends, maybe even family members. Literally, I live in one of the most English parts of England, and there are immigrants everywhere, and families from all over the world, Americans, French, European, Asian, it's everywhere. And we still are asking these dumb questions, is it good or bad? Like, it happened. There is no going back, and there would never be. Throughout the human history, we had always had immigrants in other countries, and we always will have. The question is how we build it, how we move forward. So here's what I say to you. First thing first, we should understand what the country is. What is the Britain? What are we standing for? What are we believing in? I don't know. I'm trying to teach my kids something about Britain. This is the country you live in. This is your home. But I don't know, how is it different from France or, I don't know, Brazil? Like, I don't know, because we kind of lost this, the taste of the country, the fabric. This is a problem, right? I believe in Britain as a country, but there is no fabric which I can then pass on to my kids. Clearly, I have to think about this. And then I ask people around me, they don't know. Do you know? Maybe let me know in the comments, what do you think is a fabric of Britain now? Not in the past. Definitely not weather, and definitely not food, right? This could be slightly better if you ask me, but hey, it is what it is. So, number one. Number two, if you have immigrants coming to a country, how do you support immigrants? And I'm not talking about financial. We support financially for all the wrong people, for all the wrong reasons. We should be supporting people who wants to come and learn, become the country, the nation. They want to assimilate. What's the point of having 1 million new, immigrants who never assimilate? There's so many Polish people in the UK who can't even speak English properly. They live in Polish societies. They do shoppings in Polish shops. They work in Polish, warehouses or something. It's like, what's the point? Why? Why do we have people like this living next to natives with exactly same benefits and everything same? It's insane. And you ask anybody in any country, and they'll tell you like the same thing. Like there should be different rules, right? There should be a different systems. It's about systems. You see, it's if you got you got guests coming to your house, you have rules in your house, right? You take off your shoes or you don't take off your shoes. You do things certain way. You walk around the house. You can go to this room, don't go to that room. There are rules in everyone's house. This should be no different to a country. Me, as an immigrant in England, I followed English rules. You don't like it, then maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe go to a country where you like the rules. It's like you've got people coming from a socialist countries, right? This is really upsetting, for example. You have so many people coming from other socialist countries, right? There are countries in South America or some Asian countries, and they're coming here because it sucks in their, economically ruined countries where the socialism was for a long time. But first thing they do is they complain about, it's not equal. And they keep coming here and trying to change the countries like UK, which is very capitalistic country, to remember, to give them a feeling of what it is back at home. Like, bro, you came to UK because your country sucked, financially. So don't bring all these things which destroyed your country back to UK, right? This is just nuts. Again, it's because we have no systems, we have no values, we don't understand, we're confused. Everybody's running left and right, screaming less, bad, good, immigrants in, out, while there is no real conversations about who we are, what do we do, what we stand for, and how do we unite as a nation. What it keeps us going, right? And stop doing it. Stop talking about which part of the world is good for immigrants or not. Like, there are literally good people in every part of the world, as well as bad people. There are bad natives and bad immigrants. It's that simple. You can't answer it with yes or no. We have what's the fabric of Britain? We have assimilation, right? And we have the support. That is the big one for me as well. I have a larger family than average. I have 3 kids. They're all British kids, right? I'm getting zero support, real support. I'm not talking about some support, which everybody gets. Like, there's some financial. There is no support for the families, natives or not, who have a lot of kids and want to stay here and build that nation further. And I'm not talking about financial support. This is all wrong. This is a system which doesn't work. You see, it's like NHS. It is falling apart and nobody can talk about this, right? It's just not good to talk. It's falling apart because it's been built for different times. Times have changed and this has to change too. The same with pensions. Pensions don't work anymore because times have changed. Same with immigrants. This doesn't work because times have changed. But yet we're still stuck with these systems built 10, 30, 40, 50 years ago, thinking it's just going to be okay. We just have to carry on. No, we have to rethink these things openly. We have to be able to talk about this and understand what we're being fed by the media or by the divisive, politicians is not what we should be listening to. The question should be, what are we as a nation and what are we standing for together? Like, where are we moving? right? What is the point of Britain, a future? We need to understand this. Only then we can really understand what is the good or bad side of immigration, what sort of immigrants are good or bad, etc. Right? We can't have these conversations, before answering the most important questions. Who are we? Look, if you like this video, please leave me a like. Consider subscribing to my channel, where I talk mainly about business challenges for non-native people. In my case, I'm a Polish guy living in the UK. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section. Be respectful, but I'm very open to listen to your arguments. And I think it's all about having a adult conversation. Really, tell me your point. Tell me what you think. Thanks for your support, and until next time.